Everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Civ 5. This is Quoth here, and we're going to be going into our next 10-turn round. And we're going to start basically with attempting to make some sort of defense of Honolulu. This can be our civilization's first great battle, I suppose you could say. If you want to call it a great battle, it's probably going to be fairly mediocre to begin with. But in any case, we have to take out these barbarians in this encampment over here. They've just very recently settled in our domain, and it's usually considered a bad thing to let barbarians live next door to you, especially since they tend to invade you and kill you, and us Hawaiian people are not... we're not tolerant of that. That's something that we are not going to stand by and stick with.
Information that may be of use.
Yep, go away. Thank you. So we just grew. At the beginning, we're going to grow a little faster since we don't have any citizens right now. And that'll slowly decrease in actually, well, I guess it won't, but it'll decrease in frequency. I mean, right now we're on turn 12. We've grown like 3 times so far. We won't be growing every 3 turns moving forward into the game, but that's okay. Who needs orders? Did I just not move you? Oh, we can move you here. Okay. Oh, all right. So that's actually a Hawaiian advantage, I believe, is that you can actually embark on the ocean immediately as part of your civilization advantage. So we're going to go right around Ragusa here. We're not going to invade their territory and piss them off yet, and we'll go take on the barbarian encampment. So a very quick 2 turns into this, because we don't have much else we can do other than move our troops back into position. We do have a warrior, sorry, we do have a worker about to spawn in Honolulu in a couple turns. That will allow us to start working the fields and things like that, and expanding our empire a little more easily. But for now, I think this is the best path. It's going to take us 2 turns to, or at least 2 turns or 3 turns to get to the encampment from here. But we don't have to go over rough terrain if we go this way. So I think I'm going to set it up that way so I can get there as quickly as possible and rid ourselves of the barbarian issue here. I could have, I suppose, kept exploring with my warriors and then just, built another warrior after the worker's done. But I'd kind of like to take them out beforehand as opposed to waiting until they inevitably attack Honolulu, which they will completely do. So let's move on a turn here. A pantheon founded. An unknown civilization has started worshipping a pantheon of gods. They've chosen the belief oral tradition. Okay, noted. I don't know how I know about that. This game has a very strange way of telling you about things that happen in the world. I can understand it in most situations, but in this specific instance, it's like, okay, well, I don't have any contact with that unknown civilization, so how would I have any knowledge of the pantheons?
The enemy unit you are near is fortified.
All right, thank you, military advisor. All right.
تحياتي أنا رمسيس الإله إنني تجسيد حي لمصر أب وأم جميع الحضارات.
Okay, so it took us about 15 turns or so, but we're finally running into one of the leaders of another civilization. So we ran into his army. It looks like it's Lord Ramses II of Egypt. I am the god Ramesses, which, no, you're not, but you can believe what you want to. In either case, as long as this guy's not attempting to attack me, I think we can live in relative peace for the moment, since I just don't have anything. I'm not going to demand anything of him because he won't give me it. I don't have any armies to force his hand. Trading is kind of irrelevant at this point, from what I can see here. I mean, if you look, we don't really have any resources, either of us. He has more gold than I do, but other than that, we're pretty much at the same point. We can discuss, but there's not really much to discuss. I'm not going to denounce him. He's not going to accept the declaration of friendship, and I'm not going to tell him not to settle new cities near us because he doesn't have the funds to settle anyway, and I'd rather not piss him off this early in the game. So we'll say goodbye for now, but at least we have a working relationship with Egypt at this point. So we do know that Egypt is in play here. And not Egypt the country, of course, Egypt the civilization in this unknown, lost Roman Legion type of world, which does not resemble anything Earth-like at all.
Combat units is near an enemy unit.
Okay, thank you, military advisor. Please go away. So we get to choose some more research here, because we finished mining. What do we want? Now, once again, our advisors completely disagree on what would be best for our civilization. Trapping leads to horseback riding. allows us to construct camps on sources of deer, ivory, fur, and truffles. Archery allows us to build the archer, the first range unit in the game, which seems pretty important. Masonry allows us to construct quarries. Pottery, of course, leads to the science branches, and bronze working, allows us to remove the jungle, but most importantly, allows us to start building more advanced weapons and getting more advanced units. So these are all fairly useful. As for what I pick next, I think that right now our main priority has to be resources. So it's going to be trapping or masonry. And I'm thinking trapping at this point, since we have actual animals just sitting around here within range of Honolulu. It makes the most sense to actually do trapping, since that's the resource that we have at hand. So I'll pick trapping, and now we have a unit that needs orders, and by a unit I mean my Maori warriors. We are within attacking distance of the barbarian encampment, and we could potentially inflict 36 damage for 24 of theirs. They do have a fortification bonus. We have a barbarian bonus. Let's attack.
I have some information that may be of use.
We have succeeded.
Alright, so we've taken out a lot of the barbarians' health. The lucky thing about, even when you fight the barbarians in encampments, your units do have seem to have a pretty strict advantage against them. Now, if we were playing on a harder difficulty, I don't know if that would be the same. In my experience, it's usually have an advantage, but you might have to surround them with more than one unit if you want to try to do that in a harder difficulty level. But at this specific point, it seems like the barbarians are, lacking ability. So let's just let them be, and we'll attack them again next turn until we eventually rid ourselves of them and move on from there. Public declaration from Egypt. They are apparently protecting Ragusa. Attacking the city-state or demanding tribute from it will greatly damage relations and may lead to war. So, noted. Alright, so as we enter turn 16, we have a couple choices to make. Obviously, the most obvious is to attack the barbarian encampment again and continue our onslaught. We should do another fair amount of damage to them. Looks like they're almost dead. We're a little over half HP, so we aren't really in a very big... we aren't really in danger in any major way of losing this unit. We also have the ability to adopt a policy, and so we can either increase, adopt a new policy here or increase our honor policy. I think that the warrior code is a good one here. At the this early in the game, it's going to get us a great general, which will, of course, be a benefit to us. But more importantly, we'll get plus 15% production when training melee units, which at the beginning of the game is pretty much going to be our more common unit, getting warriors and things like that. So I think that's probably the best bet. We're going to get Jeanne d'Arc, or Jeanne d'Arc, which I believe is supposed to be similar to Joan of Arc. I don't know if that's actually what it is or if it's a different unit. In either case, he doesn't really look like he matches. As you can see, this great general is apparently like ironclad and has steel knight uniforms on, and my Hawaiian warriors are just like wielding clubs and swords and things like that. And it's 3360 BC. That type of metalworking doesn't even exist yet. But I guess they're not really trying to be super accurate as far as those great generals are concerned. I think they're supposed to be just personalities that actually existed in history, which is probably why he looks like a Middle Ages knight. I'm just going to go with that. I don't really have an issue with him. We'll just use him. He's a great general. It's nice to have him for free, essentially, by adopting the policy, so we'll just go with that. And now we're on turn 17 here. We have the ability to promote the Maori warrior, which is nice. We can either use Shock 1, which gives combat strength when fighting in open terrain, which would be useful right now. Drill 1, combat strength with fighting in rough terrain, such as hills, forest, or jungle. And Heal instantly, which heals the unit. I'm not going to waste our promotion on a healing. So let's do Shock 1. It's going to make them better fighters in this specific battle that I'm going to fight right now. I'll have them attack the fortification yet one more time, which finished them. We recovered 40 gold as a result and dispersed the barbarians. And Jeanne d'Arc can't do much. He can construct a citadel. But we'll just forget that for now. And I think we have some workers. No, we don't. I might actually use Joan of Arc over here to wander, because I think he has, because he's a mounted unit, I think he has a larger movement span than my current units do. And since Ragusa is down below, and I'm guessing Egypt is over here-ish, because they're protecting Ragusa, we probably want to go north here. So let's go ahead. I'm going to fortify you until you're healed. Basically what that does is if I choose to fortify a unit until it's healed, it sits there for like 6 turns until it completely heals itself, and then once it's healed, you can move it again. It won't bother me until that point, but I will actually explore with Joan of Arc, and we're going to go north with the Great General and see if we can find something. And I believe... Nope. We still don't have the... looks like we have one more turn left with the workers. Once we get some workers here, we should be able to more quickly be able to gain what we need to do.
Only one military unit.
Alright, so what can we redo here? I think what we're going to want to do is build a caravan. Since we can start trading with Ragusa, since it's right there, and that'll increase production. And then we can move you up here this way, because we're going to want to search a little bit. And then our worker...
but have not improved any tiles yet.
Our worker can go over here and build a farm.
Construct an improvement on a tile near one of your cities to gain an economic benefit.
Thank you, Economic Advisor. So we're going to go ahead and start farming. That'll give us more food, essentially, than we normally would from any individual tile. Right now, as you can see, one food, one production. The farm, of course, I believe will be 2 food instead of 1. So improving the tiles that we currently occupy is going to increase our food, increase our storage, production, everything else, and overall make our civilization better quicker. So we're going to, obviously take care of that. So we're running into our last turn of the video of this set of 10. What have we managed to do on this turn here? We were able to disperse the bandits, and we're able to begin to plow our fields and farm. We also met Egypt, so it's been kind of an eventful couple of turns here. Of course, we're finding another lost civilization up here. I would like to get to the ancient ruins before the Egyptians do, so that'll be our focus for the next turn here. I think that we'll be able to get there with Joan of Arc, Joan of Arc. I'm going to keep calling him that because I don't actually know. He's like Jeanne d'Arc or Jeanne d'Arc. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, but Joan of Arc is what we're going to call him. Even though Joan of Arc was a woman, but this apparently is not. Looks like a dude to me. It has like a beard. So we're just going to try to get him over to the ancient ruins next turn. But for now, there's not much we can do. So I'm going to rotate to the next turn. Hopefully no barbarians attack our units while we're sitting here watching. And that'll be all for this one. So if you like what you see, make sure to hit that like button. And make sure to subscribe. I'll have more content like this coming out. So keep an eye out and keep watching. See you guys later.